All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ReeRoles and Arethian Nights. I am your Dungeon Master and NPC and tormentor of the good people, apparently. And I'm proud to announce each of the wonderful people here with me today. We have our full cast to explore this Underdark, so hopefully things will go well for them. But first up, we are going to start with Small Shadow Snack. Would you like to introduce yourself for the people?
Yes, that is my Twitter handle. I am currently 3 possums wrapped up in a blanket because, again, I am cold. Hi, my name is Ari. I play Layla here. You can find me at Small Shadow Snack on Twitter for anything that I am doing, but I am here to cause chaos.
So we'll see how that goes for you. And next, Melee, would you like to introduce yourself?
There, I am Melee Damage. You can find me on all the things, all the socials at whatever they are / Melee Damage. I am playing today wonderful character Dio. She is a wizard and other things. But she is new, and they are learning very much about her. And she's a bit wibbly wobbly. She does things. Yeah.
All right, next up is our wonderful Ursanger.
Aw, snap. They let me in here again. Kneel before your natural one king. Yeah, y'all know who I am. Y'all know where to find me. Y'all know my handles by now. This ain't our first rodeo show. Next caller.
All right, Sir Monolith, you're up next.
So I'm Sir Monolith on Twitter. I don't really do a whole lot on there. I have a game earlier in the day with Kira on the Cookout channel. It's a lot of fun right now. We're almost done with season 1, so don't forget to come catch that in the next couple of weeks before it gets finished. Playing Axel Moonwhisper or Axel Foley Moonwhisper here tonight. He's a rogue ranger wood elf, and he likes to shoot things with a crossbow.
All right, and next, Kira, your turn.
Hi, I'm Kira858. I play Aspen, who is an individual with the cause. We'll just leave it at that for now. You can be able to find all of our content, of course, listed at the Kira858 at Twitch, as well as the Cookout TTRPGs on YouTube. We have a wide variety of TTRPG goodness, but I'll save all of our content for the end of the show. And that's me.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Glyza.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them. I am the third culture kid of your nightmares. I am a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a talk show host, and I'm a TTRPG personality. You can find me everywhere as at Classical Glyza. If you can find an at Classical Glyza, that is most likely me on any of the socials, but I'm definitely very active on Twitter, where I make all my announcements there. I'm occasionally hilarious, but I'm always a delight. Today I will be playing Dewdrop the Genasi from Minnesota.
All right, well, with that, our wonderful cast has been introduced, and it is time for our party to be continuing their adventure. So, as we pick up our story, the burned out carcass of this incredibly rare creature lays smoldering on the ground. You can see that so far the forest around you seems to be mostly unaffected. There are some small embers that are kind of slowly dying themselves out on the kind of that wet, humid grass. And as you look around, the trees seem to be a bit more densely kind of packed together, almost as if the forest has adjusted itself to losing this predator. And with that, I leave the story to you all. What would you like to do?
Reagan is just clutching his side.
Reagan, are you okay?
You hear no response. For I believe he still has his helmet on.
I'm all right. Well, I guess he's fine. He didn't say anything.
I'm pretty sure that's not what that means. Yeah, I think all of us are a little beaten up. Any help? Anybody got any help with that? Ow.
let me rub some dirt on that, Reagan.
Aspen will step forward towards Dio and says, "Oh, I may be able to help a bit with this." And they'll cast a level 2. Oh wait, how bad are you looking right now?
How bad is Dio looking or Reagan?
Dio, because I think
Okay.
I think Axel was going towards Reagan.
I am, I think, like 16 or 17 down.
Okay, they'll cast a level 2 cure wounds.
I'm going to cast Goodberry, and that'll 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Good berry is amazing.
Does anybody want any Goodberry? Regan, the Goodberry will help you, I believe, if you are in pain.
We're going to actually take his helmet off, so you'll see him make his glaive disappear, and he'll slowly take off the helmet. And you'll see him take a couple of deep breaths and then open his eyes. And he looks more like the Reagan you know. Is behaving more like the Reagan you know. He's like, "Thank you, Dewdrop. I'll dine on these."
Awesome. Here you go. And I'm gonna give you 5 of it because I'm gonna eat the other 5.
All right. 5 HP. And I ain't hungry. Thank you,
Nice.
Dewdrop.
You're welcome.
Do you all wish to venture further at this time, friends? It seems that half of us are pretty banged up. I know I am.
We can rest for a while if it's good for everyone.
I feel like we should take quite a long rest if everyone is having a little bit of a trouble here.
Me like cap out for the night, or
Yeah. Our adventures into wherever we're going seems to be a bit involved, and I would feel a lot better if we had a good night's rest.
just to clarify, what time is it right now?
Like 2:30ish.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, because you guys got up
Mhm.
before and you've been working
got up in the
so
morning.
it's around 2,
Yep.
2:30ish.
Dewdrop,
Mm.
did you bring the piece of your bedding?
I did, yes. It is in my pocket.
So you can
Thank you.
camp. Excellent.
Exactly. I never leave home without it.
Well, things may change, Dewdrop. That's why I ask.
I love you.
That's a very, you keep your bedding in your pocket?
Oh, yes. I am from Minnesota, and that is what we do because I cannot sleep unless I have a piece of my bed with me.
The land of many sodas is so strange, but I love it.
Thank you.
Yes,
It's one of the places that people should visit when they can. It is beautiful, has a lot of volcanoes, and really just great. It's very much near Canada.
volcanoes.
Yes.
Okay, I like this. I like this. I like this.
Oh.
But I'm down for either camping or going take a boat. I can help. I can make a tent if we need.
We could do a long rest if people like to rest for a longer period of time. By the way, you get 15 HP back, Dio. And it'll say, "Well, I'm okay for now, so I can keep watch while everyone else sleep."
Reagan is going to cast Unseen Servant
Okay.
and order it to help pitch the tent. If we have a tent to pitch.
I believe some of you probably have one. I know that there should be a bedroll at least in adventuring
Mhm.
packs, so all of you should at least have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Making sure like there's enough for everybody. Like if someone's lacking.
Just get an air mattress. It's fine.
So yeah.
Dia takes a piece of rolled up like that she has and like a stick and kind of props it up into what looks like a very tiny tent. And she's gonna walk up to it and cast Althea's travel tent. at a level 3, which I think makes it a little bigger. And yeah, it's got the foyer becomes a dining area with seats for 6 and enough floor space for 6 people to sleep if they bring their own bedding. And yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, so as you prepare your spell, the rest of you kind of see this area being prepped, and then suddenly Dio steps inside and seemingly disappears from view.
That's odd. I didn't think such a small tent could hold someone of her size. Dio, are you okay in there, friend?
Are you yeah, no, oh, it's a thing. It's bigger on the inside.
I haven't heard of such magic. I saw you chanting, but
It's that Florida magic.
so many lands and so many magics I do not understand. Am I free to enter?
Oh yeah, no, everybody, if anybody has like a bedroll, and I mean, you never know when it's gonna rain or anything, so like you're welcome to come on in. And there's like a place if you brought snacks, you wanna put it on a table, not in the dirt. Although sometimes the dirt adds flavor, so hey, to each his own.
Thank you, friend. And Reagan will just grab his bedroll and crawl in.
All right.
She's right, friends. It is spacious in here.
As you enter, you find that the inside is a decently sized, like, dining area. There's a table with seats for 6 people, and there's pretty large floor space. Kind of like maybe a mid-sized, like, amphitheater, like, room.
Oh, wow.
What would the floor be made out of for your area, Dio?
I feel like it's like that astroturf, like that like fake grass. So it's just really squishy too when you walk on. It's like the really tall astroturf, so you kind of get that nice like foot massage like as you walk through.
Such
Okay,
comfortable
okay.
flooring. How did you manage to make
indeed.
grass grow in here, friend?
It's a thing that happens. I can like make it a little smaller, and if I do, that's not there. Then it's just kind of like it's tarpy. It's very weird.
Oh, not at all, friend. I quite enjoy it. It harkens back to this art of which you spoke of.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Ree, we'll be cutting you off. I'm gonna stop.
You all are doing good. Is there anyone who is not going inside the tent?
Aspect, because Aspect doesn't really need a long rest, so they're going to stay outside and stay on guard, watching for making sure nothing comes by.
I'm
Okay.
going inside, but I'm gonna make a little bit of like a corner that's just like super on the side, so it looks like I'm blockading myself, like I'm grabbing a couple of chairs, and I will put my little bedroll that I brought and my little piece of bed, and I will sit down and I will say, though this is not really ideal, thank you for letting me have my rest. And then that's what I do.
Oh yeah, that's wait. In Minnesota, do I have to marry you to let you stay in my house, or is that...
No, it's okay as long as I make a little corner in this place that's mine. For now, while we're sleeping, nobody has to marry me, and I don't have to marry anyone.
Oh well, for the time being, you could take the master. There's like a mastered sleep area. It's like
Oh, is that all right?
more than one person? But yeah, no, I take it all the time. So I'll like camp out here with everybody else, and just kind of watch out.
Oh,
Make sure
perfect.
I'm the host.
Thank you very much. And then I return all of the chairs and I go into the master bedroom and lock it immediately.
Drop. Why would you take all the chairs, friend?
I give back all the chairs. I say from like through the door.
Would
Okay,
you like to
as
describe
long as I can sit
this
down and eat my
bedroom?
grits.
Would you like to describe this bedroom for us, May?
It's like kind of like a glamping bedroom. It does look very cozy. So it's like a little higher level than like your regular camping. So there's like a nice cushy like air mattress in there, and it's got nice furs and stuff, and the like blankets that you can. Looks very lodgy and cozy and warm. And there's a little heater that you can. It has a little pipe coming up and out of the tent that you can put wood in and coals in.
That's amazing. Brava. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And with that, the only person I believe that is not taking a rest is Aspen. So what I will say is this won't be an immediate problem, but if you continue past what would normally be a long rest time, you would have to make a Constitution saving throw against exhaustion later. Whereas the rest of you would not make that until basically 24 hours from now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you will be making it like, we'll say 6 hours after everyone else would wake up. So you would need to find some time to rest. Goes down 6 hours, put us at what, around 4 a.m. equivalent?
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
So,
Okay.
all right, so give me a perception check. We're gonna, since you're the only one keeping watch, it's just gonna be up to you, and there's gonna be three opportunities for something to happen.
Okay.
Is Dio out there too? I know Dio
No
said.
pressure.
Well, I thought I was the only one out, right? Or was there
Yeah, I
anyone
think
else?
everyone else
Yours.
was sleeping.
I was just
Mhm.
making sure because I might have misconstrued it because I know Dio said you wanted to be like out and away. Maybe
Dio
just
would've-
referring to the master room.
Yeah, Dia would have checked on Aspen before she went to sleep out in the main foyer with everybody else, just to make sure Aspen had everything that they needed.
Got it. Thank you, man.
Yes, after with a nod, I was like, I'm good. I'm just going to make sure everyone else is safe. I'm good for them.
All right, if you need to head in or anything, come in. There's like little cups in here and stuff. Just like grab some water. Just do your thing. And thank you for keeping eyes out.
Of course. And they smile as they kind of like listen to out in the open and see if they hear anything. You said 3 checks after make?
3 checks.
Okay. Well, 16. Okay. So first roll is just a flat 19. Second roll is a 21. Third roll, 16 plus 9, 25.
Just the watcher out
Okay.
here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And as you begin your
Expertise
watch,
is-
is there anything you'd like to do?
While I'm outside,
The horse with no name.
oh, that is true. I mean, I think they will groom their horse a bit while they're keeping an eye out, feed them for a second, because of course for them it's the middle of the day, and I feel like they'll open up a journal, and they're going to take down some notes. And this journal isn't really like a personal; it's like a semi-personal journal, but the journal is also meant for the person that they're looking for. Kind of like, these are the adventures that I took place that I want you to see what I've gone through and what I've been up to trying to find you. So they're going to write down like their events of meeting Dio, going down, experiencing this gigantic spider, and say how he believes she would be proud for the things that he has done so far, and that they'll find him soon. It's a little personal note.
Okay. You take the time to make your notes and to plan out things in your journal. Can I have everybody make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Here we go.
Okay. I don't see
Wisdom
anything.
time.
Roll 20, don't fail me.
Ha ha, you're funny.
You say you're funny.
It's okay, it doesn't sound shit
19?
to me.
19
20.
for me.
Like, come on now. We know what roll 20 does.
I still believe. I was hoping. I was just hoping. It's like a new week.
Just
Get actual dice.
I have one.
They don't
I'm not gonna
respect
do it.
you.
you know, Roll20 doesn't respect
Roll 20 doesn't respect you. Roll 20 is a hate crime.
you. 15 from me. Flat 15 from me.
What did you roll, Dio?
12.
All right, so good. No one rolled underneath 10. As most of you kind of settle in for sleep, you all begin to hear this kind of unsettling crying and kind of screaming sound that just seems to be coming from everywhere around you all at once. For you, Reagan, you find that your dreams are a bit unsettling, but nothing else seems to happen. And you all awaken the next, well, in a few hours actually, to find that the forest has grown eerily quiet. It's almost as if the sound from any source outside of this forest has been cut off, and you kind of find yourself in a silence that is wrong somehow. And at this point in time, those of you in the tent are suddenly forced out, and with a thud, you all land in this kind of wet, moist grass as the travel tent spell ends. What would you all like to do?
Did we have a successful long rest?
Yes, you all got your long rest
Okay.
benefits.
Hey,
Thank you.
just to
This
clarify,
grass is moist.
when I heard the screaming and stuff, I didn't see anyone around. Like, no one.
No.
Okay.
I had a terrible dream, friends.
Is everyone all right?
I was about to say Dewada. Dewdrop steps out of the room, and her face is very nicely moisturized. She feels really good. It's like, that was a really great nap. What's happening?
Because
You know
I
what?
am mean. Dude, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Let's say steps out or gets
Wow.
expelled.
Purely because I beat. Purely
Steps
'cause
out of the
I-
master bedroom.
See, at the end of 8 hours, everything inside the tent gets expelled from the tent immediately. So we're gonna see if Dewdrop can land on their feet without
A dexterity. You're
Dexterity
making
save.
me roll a
The
dexterity.
DC is
All right.
the DC is just 10. It's just 10. You should be fine. It'll be funny.
It should be fine.
It'll be funny.
Well, I got 16, 17, 18.
So you're able to come out kind of and landing on your feet, which is a bit better than everyone else.
I did it a superhero landing. Just like Black Widow does. She lands very nicely in a superhero landing. What's up? Good morning. I mean, good evening. What's
Good
happening?
afternoon, Dewdrop. You're
Oh.
looking particularly moisturized.
Thank you, Regan. That's why I keep to my my rituals. I like to look good and feel good.
And I know better than to ask, friend.
Of course, I have an 8-step moisturizing face cleaning stat, whatever. I don't know.
Face cleaning.
It's a Korean thing.
Roll for face cleaning proficiency.
Yeah, that's the one.
Go ahead.
Dio just stands up and kind of dusts herself off and goes, "Oh, crap, is this how everybody ends up when they're in the front room? I always come out like that because I'm back room, and is this what I've been doing to people for like years? I've just been ejecting you all out of the tent like this? Oh my god."
Worry not, friend. I am unharmed.
You're a little dusty now, kind of moist. I'm sorry.
A little dust and moisture doesn't kill a man.
Good morning, I guess, everyone.
Good morning. Afternoon. Did anyone hear screaming, by the way?
Would we be? Oh yeah, you said we heard it. What Reagan would call it because he was sleeping. But he just considered part of the dream with his role. I guess is the question.
You all can make survival checks or history checks. Let's see if you know anything about the sound itself.
Oh, okay.
I guess survival.
Actually, I will say Aspen and Dio make with disadvantage because you two are definitely not from this continent, so you know
Okay.
less information.
That's a 10.
You said disadvantage? Okay. Oh,
Oh.
well, I'll see that happening. Yep, that seems about right. That is a solid 8.
Rolled a 12 plus 8. And
Nice.
yeah, dirty 20.
All right. Did anyone else roll? No.
What are we rolling for?
You can do the
You,
survival.
his
History or
survival
survival.
or history to see if you know anything about the forest,
Okay.
or the woods.
At
you're in.
25.
I got a
Okay,
19 for survival.
Woohoo.
Okay. All right. Well.
26. Survival.
All right. Well, everybody but Reagan knows things about Reagan and Aspen know things. So for those of you who rolled around
said
the
disadvantage.
20, yeah, unfortunately. But those of you who rolled around to 20, real have heard stories about the Screaming Forest, which is further away, but you know that it's the Scattered Woods and the Screaming Forest aren't exactly two separate things. So there are tales or stories of people who've gone missing in the forest, and some people say you can kind of hear them screaming during the forest. For those of you with a 25 or higher, know that it is most likely some sort of creature that does it, but no one really knows, as anyone who's ever gone searching for whatever is causing such an effect doesn't typically come back. But it is a very unique effect to the forest in this region of the world. I don't think anybody rolled higher than that, so that's all you know.
I think this is that Screaming Forest thing that I heard of. And she'll like pull out a book and start furiously going through like lots of notes.
Seems like a creature, but what kind?
Do
So-
tell, friends.
Seems
There's
like
a lot of
this.
screamings.
Seems like this forest is filled with quite a few surprises. I guess we'll have to keep an eye out. Nevertheless, is everyone ready? Good to go to make our way to the cave?
I am healed, if that is what you're asking.
That's good.
I doubt we'll ever be fully prepared.
As prepared as we can be. And they'll kind of like hop on top of the carriage.
Reagan will take a
All
seat
right.
on the carriage.
All right, you guys get your stuff. It takes you a few minutes to be fully, get your sleeping bags and things rolled back up, but you are back on the carriage and making your way. Unfortunately, those of you who do not have any dark vision or any similar ability will have a harder time making any perception checks since it is the middle of the night. But the rest of you will be fine. Do you wish to move at a normal pace, a slow pace, or a fast pace?
I guess normal pace, right?
Yeah, normal pace should be
Hmm.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because some of us are a little faster than others. So
Mm-hmm.
Not in a
A
hurry
normal
right
pace
now.
will get you there in about an hour. A fast will cut in half, and a slow pace will increase it to about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Normal sounds fine.
Yeah.
Right.
You
All
driving,
right, any
Aspen?
conversations you all wish to have with each other as you travel?
How did you learn to make such amazing tents, friend? I'm still curious about this Floridian magic.
There's just a lot of swamps down there, which is why I should have, like in hindsight, seen the like projection into mud. But no, it just you learn just surviving in the wilderness on your own, doing things and stuff, and they had a thing called like some kind of like wilderness scout thing I did when I was little. They tried to teach us to make fire by rubbing two sticks together, but and I won't do it here, otherwise everything will go up in flames. But
That's so silly. Can't you use magic for such a thing?
did you sleep well, friend?
you gotta learn the basics first, Reagan. I've heard of this place called Florida. I've heard it produces lots of wild men.
Florida, the legendary Florida men. I've heard of these
Yes.
men.
Yeah, they fear nothing, and
wrestle crocodiles.
I haven't seen a crocodile before. Have you?
It's why it's legendary.
Oh wow.
Everyone
you
knows
seen-
of Florida except I. This is fascinating.
Have you seen
And yes, friend,
a
I
Florida
slept
man
well.
wrestle a
No,
crocodile?
I've
Dio?
never seen a Florida man before. I've just told them. I don't know. Dio maybe.
All the time it happens.
All the time.
Every
They-
street corner, every
They wrestle crocodiles.
Mhm. Right in
Very
town.
cool.
Place bets on them.
Wow. We must visit Florida at some point, and you are more than welcome to visit Minnesota at at some point in the future.
There's a legendary tribe in our lands who would love to wrestle such creatures. And people.
We should all go on like a tour of our homelands one day.
Yeah.
One like long day far.
In the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it only Dio and I that are from very strange lands, or are other people from strange lands as well?
Well, I think Dio and I come from the similar continent, but not the
Florida?
same.
You're also
not the same land, because I lived in a cave, relatively isolated from everyone. Seems like Dio had a bit more exposure to unique individuals.
I see.
But it's very, very interesting. I'm learning something new every day as they absorb all of the information of these very unique lands.
Are there not caves in Florida, friend?
Yeah, there are. There's lots of caves. You might have been in a cave in Florida, and you just didn't know about it, Aspen. Although there is a place I think near Florida called Aspen. I think they're like right next door to each other. And
Aspen? The
that's where
peaks?
you're from, because when you're right, that's what I've heard it called, and I don't know why they call it that, but
Wait, were they Twin Peaks?
it's a completely different place, and it's very creepy, but it's near there.
Oh,
They're,
okay.
again, right next door. It's like a triad. It's like a weird like triangle. Like
Whoa. Well, do ships and stuff get lost there? I think I may have heard of them.
all the time.
Whoa, that's crazy.
How
It's
do
like
you
on
know so much,
islands, right?
Axel?
I just hear a lot of stories, and being around town dealing with mercenaries, people talk.
It's just simply
I think they call
fascinating.
it the Bermuda.
Can you
That
tell
sounds
me?
like such a horrifying creature.
Another place called Bermuda, but they're
Oh, that's
very-
another. Okay.
Can you
that's when it becomes like a hexagon, kind of pentagon, like add more points, and then
I see.
and then everything disappears. It's like a giant like void.
Yeah, and then I heard about this wild place in these. It's filled with these ape-like creatures. you know?
Oh,
And it's far away in a far away land. I think I was told it was called the Congo, and
oh
they had,
no.
there was
Stop
a,
it.
there was
You
a
stop
city.
it right now. Stop it.
There was a city.
Stop
They
it.
mined diamonds there. It was crazy.
Stop it.
So
I'm telling you to stop right now.
Just to clarify,
You're a little too.
just to clarify, were you saying there was a place that shares my name, named Aspen? What was this place about?
Oh yeah, I've only heard of it. It's like near Florida. And as this happens, Theo reaches down and taps the horse and hits it with Quicken.
Well, dang.
The war horse, I guess they could go faster.
Right, and with your new improved pace, you all are actually getting closer to this cave. You can figure you should be there in roughly the next 10 or 15 minutes, really. Is there anything you all wish to do before you arrive?
I think I will probably just cast dark vision on myself so I could be able to see in the dark. That's pretty much it for me.
Reagan's gonna clean off his weapon.
Dio's gonna hit with the by my shadow one more time, and she's gonna detach her shadow ever so delicately. Like you don't notice it yet, but she's gonna unleash it when they get a little closer.
All right. As you all are finishing up your preparations, you arrive just outside of this kind of wide cave mouth that seems to be almost slanted into a very large rock that seems to go down and into the earth, the Arethian dirt around you. And it's open before you. There is a small kind of tree nearby that you could tie your cart to, should you want to. But yes.
Perfect. Yeah, Aspen will go ahead and wrap up around the area. I guess probably almost similar to the same tree as before, huh? Or relatively similar.
Yes.
Hmm.
All right.
I'll be counting on you to guide me, friends.
We cover. We got you covered.
All right, now how long does your dark vision last?
I think is it 24 hours? I think. Let me double check.
Does it cast it?
I think it's 24.
Oh, okay, it's not built in. 24 might as well be forever though.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's going to be 8 hours, which you will be
8 hours
for the foreseeable future. All right. So, what is your walking order here? Who's leading us in?
I think it's either in the middle of the bag.
I'm thinking Dio, I, and Axel will probably be closer towards the front since Dio has to map the map, and Axel and I are the two sneaky ones. I'm guessing, right?
I have to be in the middle as well because I can't see in the dark. So I'm like holding on to somebody's coat or whatever shirt.
Theo has a very long robe.
Dewdrop will be holding on to Dio's robe.
And what about Leia?
Miss Esther Hazy.
She'll be helping Regan see.
Many thanks, friend.
Okay. Oh, not at all. It's very dark in here.
I could cast light, but I can't crap their style. All that stealthing they do.
All right. And as you all descend into the cave, it doesn't take you very long to make it through that section that you all were in before. And instead of following the kind of front-ish path, you take one of the paths to the right. And you end up following the paths that Dio has marked out before pretty easily. So far, you haven't come across any creatures or really much of anything under the ground. How is everyone feeling about being beneath the surface in the dark?
Well, paranoid and get run over by a giant bat thing.
Yeah. Oh, worried about bats again.
Yeah, Reagan's definitely apprehensive.
Aspen feels extremely comfortable because their cave that they stayed at was connected to a round tunnel area where they also had to worry about dealing with some creatures underground. So to them, this is almost like a second home. Mountains and caves are there, and forests somewhere are good for them.
She is pretty similar and is also occupied with kind of pointing out on the map and telling everybody where to go and navigating. But she's a little more wary than she has been before because of the giant bat from last time that she kind of got blindsided and surprised by. So it's probably around now that she sends her shadow out that as they're walking, she every now and then will kind of send her shadow away from her into creepy, darker places to see what's down there before she goes walking.
Right. And as you approach kind of the edges of what Dio's mapped out, how would you like to continue forward? Do you wish to move slowly, quickly, or at a moderate pace?
I would say maybe a moderate pace with me and Aspen, spotting in the front or whatever. Or one of us spotting in the front. I don't know if we both want to be in the front. Doesn't really matter. We can get ahead of the group too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Both of us would be ahead since we both have dark vision and great perception. So and good stuff. So great stuff technically.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I can send my shadow with you if you guys want, and then it's almost like kind of like I'm there because I can see through my shadow. So if you take it with you, and then like if you guys need help, like I'll back here and we know to like come up there. So I'll just like trail behind and like stay out of your way. But like also if you need me like go up high or something, like I can like send it up. This is so it's like it'll be very useful.
You have a unique bag of tricks.
It's Florida for you.
I'll have to visit one day. For sure, I will take the assistance. Always good to have an extra set of eyes to make sure everything goes well.
All right.
My friends are amazing.
Look at my friends. My friends are amazing.
All right. As you all head in, so there's 3 of you in the front, really. So I would say either all 3 of you can make a perception check, or 1 of you, or 2 of you can make it, 1 of you with advantage. And then I need, presumably Layla, who seems to be in the back, to make a perception check.
What's your perception?
Mine is a +9, but yours is a +8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so we both should just roll it, just to be able to say fine.
No, we were both going to do it. He said one of us did do it with advantage. You got a higher one, so why don't you do it with advantage? More likely to get a higher roll total.
Okay.
You them die hard dice, big dog.
Especially since I just got a 14.
No worries. Oh, yep, thank you. I appreciate that advantage. That was 19 + 9, 28.
Yeah.
Good
Hell
grief.
Hell yeah.
And
Aspen was trained well.
I got a 15.
He's like, got him.
Oh.
Got him.
All right, let me just roll something real quick, and we'll see how this.
Oh.
So we've got 16, 15. What was the third number?
28.
All right. Then, as you all are making your way deeper into the caves, you begin to find sections of it that begins to kind of feel a bit tighter, and you can find that the cave is kind of narrowing out in sections, and it's kind of making you move in a single file line. And as you're moving forward, you begin to see trails of dried blood and things like that as you move. Roll me a. Let me see, what would be Reagan and Dewdrop? Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
He specifically chose the ones that didn't have dark vision. Specifically,
You send your stealthy, sneaky people to the front of the line. I don't know what you want from me.
That is a 4.
What are we adding again?
That's just perception.
Oh,
So that'd be your.
well, 18 + 7. More than 20 something. Where's my calculator?
With a disadvantage? Good. So, as you all are passing Dewdrop, you begin to hear something that sounds kind of like skittering and then like something sharp being dragged along the stones above you.
I will whisper to whoever is nearest to me and quietly, there's something moving above us. I can't see because I don't have dark vision, but I can hear it.
Is Dio with us technically?
Mhm.
Because Dio said like she sent her shadow with Aspen and Axel. So
I believe they are physically. The question is, does your shadow take your senses? Let me see.
I can see through it. I know that, but I'm not entirely certain if I like have both senses at the same time or not.
I was gonna say you don't become like incapacitated while the shadow's active in your.
Yeah.
like find familiar. Okay.
Or,
It doesn't say you lose your regular senses, so we'll say that you are kind of viewing through both senses simultaneously, which is a bit difficult, but you are aware.
That's some vertigo, boy.
Yeah, I can call it back. They seem to be all right up front. And yeah, Dio will send her shadow up above to look.
Okay, and as you move towards the roof or this roof of this kind of tight cave, at first you just see the cave, but as you get closer, you begin to see holes that have been kind of moved or drilled into the stone. Give me an investigation check or nature, whichever one is better.
This is over there like, damn it.
As you
So
begin to
1 or
travel
20?
down, 21 or just one?
21.
Okay.
All right. As you begin to move, you quickly kind of realize that they're not naturally occurring. These holes, these kind of paths seem to have been created by something. And as you begin to move into one of the caves, I don't believe your shadow has like an AC or anything, does it? I believe it just exists.
Yeah, it doesn't really specify, I don't think. It just exists.
Okay.
Oh, that's nifty.
Then roll me a perception check. We'll see how well you do. Trying to see something that is not wanting to be
You
seen.
got this.
17.
Ain't bad.
17. As your shadow is moving, you reach into kind of a small-ish alcove in the rock that's maybe, just looking around, it seems to be about 5 foot by 5 foot, and then you can't see how long it is. And as you look around, suddenly your senses, your sight ends, and you're just looking through your own two eyes.
Okay, so I lost it. I think that might have taken too long. I went pretty far. There's something in here. Lots of holes. Lots of like they're going different places. Not those are not natural. Maybe it's a big snake. Could be a big snake. More bats. More
Are we
bats.
entering another nesting area?
Maybe.
I wish we could ask Aspen.
Yeah, me too. I wish you could ask Aspen.
Wait, we're up ahead though, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, you don't technically hear or see any of this,
No.
right?
No.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do have blind sight, so if there's some things that are like invisible, I would be able to see them. As long as
Your
it's like
blind sight is 10 feet, correct?
10 feet, yeah.
10 feet.
You got me like roll right up on you and be like, hey there.
Well, I mean, that just means no one can really do a surprise attack while being invisible, you know? So, yeah. So they're, as long as they don't hear anything, they're just going to keep moving.
Oh yeah. By the way, for for Ari, just for Layla's FYI, like Reagan has your shoulder like a blind man with someone acting as their seeing eye person. Like that's how bad it is for Reagan right now.
She's reached up and put her hand on top of yours and just patting it every once in a while. Just like, I understand, it's fine. I've got.
Yeah, Reagan is just following you guys lead, whatever y'all decide.
Mhm.
Small in the larger group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you all wish to do anything, or do you just keep moving?
Should we move up closer to them? Maybe kind of follow a little bit. Just because we haven't heard them like shout or scream anything yet, so clearly they're not attacked or dying. Maybe it's safe, but we should maintain like a distance in case they need us. And I don't like all of the giant holes that are above us that could literally be hiding anything inside of them.
I agree, friend. You are the one with the map. Where shall we go?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't have it mapped any further than right here. So yeah, just tread lightly after. Just follow where they went. Speaking of which, and she does kind of pull something to make a mark down on the paper on the map where they go.
Oh dear. Well, I'm relying on you, Layla.
I have this. It's okay. It appears to be all right. I will keep an eye out for anything. I would say I would sing something, but I don't know if we wanted to get any attention of anything.
After the bets, I think that's a wise decision.
I'll just hum it in my head. It's fine.
So yeah, if y'all want to
All
walk,
right.
Reagan's ready to follow.
All right, as you all continue to move forward, Aspen and Axel, you both arrive at this first. You come across kind of a mid-sized chamber, maybe like a 20 by 20 by 20 area with kind of long stalagmites kind of hanging down that makes seeing what's in the cave directly above you a bit more difficult. The shadows of things kind of spread out to create corners and crooks that are hard to see. And as you enter and look around, you see that there are two paths in front of you. There's one directly across, and there seems to be one that kind of goes like a hole straight down through the rock. And as you look around, you kind of begin to feel uneasy, as if they're being watched.
Aspen looks towards Axel and says, something doesn't seem right here. Oh, I can hear you.
What do you? Oh, I was gonna say, do you see something? You feel something? You hear something?
They're going to use primeval awareness to essentially detect within a 1 mile radius a large, pretty much list of individuals. Out pretty much races, celestials, fae, fiends, undead, dragons. Pretty much the gauntlet.
Carfax.
Yeah, pretty much the gauntlet. Yep.
Can I?
So
can
I am making a small change to that to make it useful. It will work more like a radar pulse. So as you feel it, you instinctively know that the sooner you feel it, the closer the thing is within that 1 mile radius for you, because the regular one is really bad. And you very quickly feel multiple aberrations. It's almost difficult for you to count how many there are.
What does the scouters say about their power levels? That is the question.
It's over 9,000.
It doesn't do that. Primeval awareness doesn't do that.
So Aspen looks over at Axel and says, there's definitely some aberrations. Not sure how many, but quite a few. They're coming towards this direction, right?
They don't seem to be moving at the moment, but you know based on your awareness that they are close, probably within 5 minutes of your location. Not an exact science, but you fear, assuming that they were at least as fast as you were, they could probably get here in at least 5 minutes, maybe sooner.
If I look up, do I see anything more than Aspen might, since I have about a 60-foot dark vision?
Roll a perception check to see if you can pick out more. Because to you can see these sections, and part of the cave is this kind of muted gray, but part of it seems to be almost intentionally kind of altered to be hard to see.
26.
Ooh.
Looking directly above you, it's very strange for you, Axel. You look around and you get a uncomfortable feeling. Everything above you looks normal. It looks what you would expect, but it also feels like it was staged, or it's kind of created to you. It kind of looks to you as if someone that knew how to hunt animals created an area that would look normal to an animal to you. That's the kind of the feeling you get.
Interesting.
Yes, with your roll,
It
you would get the same
yeah.
feeling, Aspen. With your spell gives you 60 feet.
This I don't know if you can see the ceiling, but this area seems unnatural. It feels like someone built it for a purpose, like a hunting ground.
Like a trap.
Let's return to
It's
the
a
other.
trap!
Let's return to the others and tell them what we found. And by this description, technically, one of my favorite foes is aberrations due to my draconic lineage and what they attempt to go after underneath the caves. Hence why Aspen enjoys the Underdark. Would I be able to detect with this type of hunting technique? Would it lean toward? Would I be able to get a grasp of what aberration utilize these type of capabilities?
I believe there's a role associated with that for rangers.
Yeah, there's an intelligence check, and I get advantage with that.
All right, then, yeah, give me that. I haven't
Perfect.
played a ranger before, so I don't know their exact mechanics.
No worries, no worries. Thank God for that. First roll was an 8. Okay, well, nope. I'll just say no because I don't think. Yeah, I tell you what,
Number
do.
big dog.
Yep, it's a number. Yeah, yep.
Even
I
with advantage.
I rolled an 8 and a 9. I was just like, really? Okay, I see what's happening right now.
With a 10, you can't remember exactly, but it seems odd. It seems, it's almost as if there's something you should be remembering, but you just can't bring it up.
I'm pretty sure my family has taught me about this many times, and it's just in the back of the memory banks. And you literally see Aspen just like point his finger up. He's just like, it's going to bug me. Yeah, let's return to the others who we will be dealing with something relatively soon.
We don't want them to stumble into it.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in blind.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Let's get them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll make their way back towards the group. And to the others. So we detect some aberrations up ahead. It's very unique. They seem to be utilizing this place as like a hunting grounds of sorts. It ails me. I believe I know what type of creatures does this, but I can't seem to recall. But just we need to be cautious.
Do we know if they're hunting like anything in specific? And if so, should we be worried about being hunted or the thing that they are hunting? None of this is looking really good at the moment.
Yes, we most likely will have to do battle with a group of individuals. However, I believe what they're utilizing is they're establishing this place to have individuals go through and then hunt them, like any type of animal will hunt a prey. So right now, we're technically their prey, and they're using these caves to kind of like lead them towards a certain direction.
Okay. Well then, what's the plan? Should we keep going? Just be really, really super cautious? What do you guys think?
I ain't afraid of no aberration, so I can move forward.
Afraid of no ghost.
You ain't slick.
Yeah.
You ain't slick at all.
Dang it. Okay, so
As long as everybody's okay with walking directly into a trap.
So I have no problem stepping forward. We just keep an eye out, make sure we don't get surprised.
Easy for you to say, friend.
Go ahead.
Can I roll with like navigation or something, since I was mapping in there, to see if there is perhaps like another way that I might know of around? Like, I don't know, maybe I avoided it because I thought it was a little bit more treacherous, but I at least know it's not a trap.
Give me just an intelligence check.
All right.
What if Reagan's unseen servant is a Florida man? That would actually be interesting.
That
What was
sounds
it?
great.
Oh, 21?
You figure you could probably find a way around. You'd have to backtrack for a good while and kind of take a different. Basically, you have to go back to the room where you all found the bats in the first place and take a different exit there and see if you can find a different route or path around this area.
I relay that as an option to the group.
What the purpose was to fully map out your map. So if we avoid this area, we wouldn't be able to really give the full details of what's there. More so, if we could eliminate these creatures, it'll probably make it easier for people to transition down this path without having to worry about possible creatures, right?
That's true. I mean, I could always put like a big, do not go this way or be hunted thing on the map itself for future people following it, or we could take care of the problem. That's true. So the call is yours. It's up to you guys.
And he looks toward the others of saying, if we want to make sure this area is safe for others to traverse, I have no problem eliminating these creatures if they are a threat.
That's all fine and dandy, friend, but you say that as if you know that there is value at the end of this tunnel. Why would anyone want to venture this far in here? Outside of you, of course, because I know caves are your thing.
They look towards Dio and says, did they give extra reasoning behind the mapping of this area?
Storyteller, I do believe you told me that there was a reason, but I cannot remember what it was.
Yes, you were told that they had heard that there was some very strange and odd behaving undead creatures, and they needed someone to look into that since they were already busy with something else.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was to figure out what those things are doing, which you've done. It's a hunting ground. We know that. But yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah. On second thought, we should take care of them.
I am a paladin after all.
Well,
so I do have mixed feelings, friends. I know it's illegal back home, but would they be considered, I don't know, wild, feral? What if they have thoughts and feelings?
Maybe we could share them, the nameless gods.
What better way to have followers than followers that cannot die?
Exactly.
Well, if especially he looks specifically to Reagan and Layla, saying you two definitely have the most charismatic advantage when it comes to people. If you are able to perhaps convince them to not assail individuals traversing down these areas, I have no reservation against that.
There's nothing wrong with negotiations as a first line of defense, friends.
You're not. Well, in that case, do you want not to go stealthy then? So therefore we can make our presence known?
I mean, you all can always hide, and if things look bad, you'll have pretty good positioning if things go pretty far south.
They usually do. Okay. That sounds like a great plan. In that case, we could actually lean up the rear then. It looks towards Axel.
Yeah. I mean, if it's good, well, I mean, maybe one of us should be in the front and one in the back. That way we can try to get an eye on something before it comes, and if it tries to come from behind, we'll be able to, cover both ends.
Now, just to clarify, the creatures I detected was not undead, but was aberrations. And so if there's undead here as well, we will have to keep an eye out for that too. But nevertheless, we can definitely move forward with a positive. And again, he looks towards Layla and Reagan, charismatic approach. and hopefully see if we can convince them to not attack, watchers out this area.
I'll do my best, friend.
He looks towards Axel and says, "You want to take the front? I'll take the back."
Sure.
All right.
Let's do this.
Hey, yo, I guess that's how you go.
All right. So as you
walking all
form
Scooby-Doo
your-
style with the big giant footsteps.
I ain't afraid of no. Sorry.
As you form your makeshift walking line, you all get to where the large hole is in the ground, and if any of you decide to look into it, you quickly find that it descends further down than you can see. I don't believe any of you have dark vision beyond 60 feet. I don't believe that's the case. Do you wish to investigate the large hole, or do you wish to continue down the path in front of you?
Is there like a path, or is it like a straight drop?
This seems to be much more of a straight drop here, whereas the path in front of you seems like to be like an actual path that just continues forward.
I vote for the path.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we brought a lot of rope to start going down large pits.
Mm-hmm. They will say they're Drake down just to be on the safe side to have them fly around and make sure nothing attempts to surprise us. But yeah, they're definitely planning on following the path.
I have hempen rope.
And we got things now. We took a long rest. We got options.
Mm-hmm. Well, you all did, but yeah.
Well,
All right.
If everybody wants to keep going along the path.
Yeah, Reagan's following Layla.
All right. Well, then I guess I'll be out ahead on the path, trying to spot something before kills me.
Mm-hmm.
No promises.
Of course, he would tell Aspen would tell his Drake to just yell out in Draconic if he sees anything.
I'll be like, "Caw!"
Yep,
Just
pretty
gonna
much.
shout lyrics. We got a lot of enemies.
Oh, that is a great alarm right there. That is a great.
Can I have Aspen give me an intelligence check, please?
Okay. Ooh, that was much better. I couldn't get that before. 19.
Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
You hear something just as you see the rest of your party kind of disappearing into the path in front of you. It sounds familiar, and it takes you a second. You begin to hear the voice of your sister calling to you, but you can't make out the words that are being said.
Where do I hear it from?
That seems to be coming from behind you, towards the kind of large hole in the ground.
Aspen pauses for a second, says, "Wait, stop."
I mean, they stop. Reagan stops.
I think I hear someone I recognize, but I'm not sure.
Is it someone friendly?
Yes. Well, friendly to me. Because they wanted to clarify that. Like, he had no idea if she'll put some hands on these folks. So he'll look over to where Umbra is to say, "Do you see her down there?" Umbra doesn't say anything back.
In a Draconic, you hear a roar that you can kind of interpret as a no.
Makes no sense.
The voice sounds pained.
Is it what sounds pain?
The voice sounds
The
pain.
voice.
Oh, the voice does. Okay.
So, did anyone and no one else heard that, right?
Did we?
No, it's been oddly quiet.
I've heard nothing, friend.
Yeah, didn't hear a thing. Sometimes being in dark places for like a long time can kind of mess with your head a little bit. Maybe that's what's going on, buddy. And she's gonna tap herself and cast protection from good and evil on herself.
Smart move.
Mm-hmm.
Aberrations, I think, is one of the things I can choose. So
Yep.
yes, that's what I'm gonna protect myself from.
That's very nice. Aspen looks towards the others and say, if I only hear it, something is wrong. I don't wish to go down there. I feel like that's a trap. But he looks towards Dio. The voice is of who I was searching for. Oh, sorry, we can hear you.
I think if somebody set a trap for us, there's a good chance that they probably know that, and that could be what that is. Maybe, I wouldn't trust it. I'm just saying.
Don't you find that strange, though, friend? You're not exactly from here like the rest of us. Someone would have to know you quite well to trap you in such a way.
That's
Ooh.
true. That's true too. Okay, if you think that it's a good idea to go look, I will go with you. Again, the caves, they're weird. There's some stuff just happens sometimes. It just doesn't make any sense.
Would you all be okay with taking a trip down this hole, or would you rather move ahead?
You know I'm with you on this journey, friend. You'll just have to be my eyes.
I can go
Everyone-
as well.
Are y'all comfortable climbing?
I wish I had my magic boots, but I left
Mhm.
that in a different land, in Minnesota.
Could your Drake friend tell us the distance to the ground?
Oh, you should. And they'll speak out in Draconic, which of course Dio will clearly understand, and anyone else who speaks Draconic, saying, how far is it down below?
So your Drake isn't gonna be smart enough to measure distance.
Oh, really? Oh.
accurately. But what I will say is that it communicates time it would take to fall. But you gather it's at least 100 feet.
Oh man.
It's
Oh man.
It's 100 feet. Now
I don't think we brought any rope that long, friends. Should we tie it together? Do we have anything to secure it to?
I can also conjure an animal that may be strong enough to fly us down.
You can do that, Dewdrop?
I don't know. I can do conjure animals.
Conjure animals is
Oh, wait.
amazing.
Yeah, you can technically summon like 8 owls. That's true.
Spiders, probably spiders.
Or spiders too. Yeah, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Because remember, the owls are all large to be that strong. That'll fill up a space real quick unless we take turns.
But this hole is huge though, right? How big was this hole?
Yeah, that's large.
I thought you said it was like, what was it, 25 by 25 by like something? Or was that
No,
the
the
previous
room
part?
that you're in was like 25 in all dimensions, but the hole, the circular entrance of the hole is more like 10. I guess more like between 10 and 15.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't be able to do.
cramped.
Yeah, we'd be too cramped. Yeah.
You can summon one creature. That's the thing now. You can
I'm gonna
summon one creature.
I'm going to summon one really strong spider, fey creature that I can ride and then come back and down to get everybody.
Throw it back to all our Warner Brother kids out there. Spider Riders.
I don't think that.
Y'all don't know about Spider Riders? Okay.
Oh.
Let's be in there with GoBots.
Cubics.
Well, as we are
oh.
making this decision, we are going to take our break for the
Oh,
evening.
okay.
So
Wow,
we're going to be
Reed.
back in about 15 minutes to see where this goes. But feel free to make sure you stick around to watch for us and take some break, get some water, take a bio break or what have you. But we'll be back.
Bring my grits.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are coming right back, and we're just going to dive straight back into the adventure here.
Sorry, I
so
forgot
as you
to
all
change
are...
myself from the fox. I'm still Foxy. Give me a moment.
as you all are staring towards this hole, Dewdrop gets the idea to conjure animals. Dewdrop, what would you like to conjure again?
I'm gonna conjure a giant ant that will take us up and down the hole.
Okay. All right, and this giant ant appears, kind of standing right in front of this large hole in the ground. It looks like it'll be a bit of a tough fit. You guys will have to kind of, put your arms up and kind of duck down to be able to ride on it. But it is there.
Would you say you can do it? Put your back into it.
Oh, is it? I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Leo is sitting very far away from Axel as well.
But Aspen will make their way over to Dio, just curious. And as he makes his way forward, he looks towards her and says, "By the way, do you happen to have like wings as well?"
No, I don't fly. I fall with style.
Ah,
I was curious about that. Everyone in our family seemed to have been gifted with that set, but I stated I haven't met too many outside of my kin. So I was trying to see if I could see some underneath, and I couldn't see any. And then they'll kind of like move their cloak to the side, and you see like these beautiful golden wings, kind of like
Dang, Aspen.
behind their back.
That's one way to run game. I was trying to see what you got going on back there. But I couldn't quite make it out.
I was like, Aspen, don't tell people that you've been looking under there. That's rude. Even in Minnesota, that's rude.
It's fine.
What them shoulder blades do.
that's fine in Florida. In Florida, everybody's walking around swimsuit all the time anyway.
100%. Yeah, no, I don't. Your wings are cool. Of course, you have little gold specks in your wings with all the rest of your gold. You're so cool looking. But no, I just, that thing I did last time with the spider where I made him like real slow. Like on occasion, if I fall down a hole, which does happen every now and then, that seems to be what I just use to kind of get myself out of trouble.
Interesting. Well, it makes sense. We're all made differently, and you have your tools of the trades that get you out of certain circumstances. I'll have to learn some things of how do you do it. Just curious. Maybe one day you have to show me some of your tricks of the trade.
Yeah, totally. I got lots and lots of books and stuff, and yeah, I need to write an excerpt on you and your wings. That later, not right now, but I could draw a picture of them. That would be really cool.
Ooh, okay. Like one of your French dragons. I feel it.
Aspen nods. He says, "I look forward to it." And then they'll head over to the thing and just fly down, pew, with their wings.
Okay. It does take a bit of time to fly straight down correctly without like bumping into anything with your wings, but you're able to do so. Is anyone else following behind them?
I'm going
On the
that route.
All right. right, then as you all are climbing, it takes a decent amount of time, even on this back of this large ant, for you to crawl down. And as you get towards the bottom, you are in what looks to be like an opened chamber. This one seems to be maybe 15 feet by 15 by 15. And there is a section of it that kind of fades further inward. Those of you with dark vision can see a bit further, but there is a section of it that is kind of, that like bends forward then out of sight. What do you want to do?
I'm keeping my ant and I'm riding it majestically.
Reagan will then just get on foot. Wow. Reagan will get on foot and just walk alongside, kind of trying to like hold on to Layla in some form or fashion. So he has an idea of where they're going.
Does this ant have dark vision?
No.
It
But
does
it has
have
Blind sight
sight.
60 feet. It
Huh?
has blind sight. It has blind sight for 60
Oh.
feet, though.
I'm about to say, way better.
Yeah, actually it is. To be
I'm
honest.
definitely staying on my ant now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm probably gonna summon ants all the time now. I'm gonna be the ant person. I like
The
this
ant
ant.
bully.
Right, then as you
If
all
you,
are
if you wore
moving-
like a little, like a fur coat, maybe you could be an ant lion.
No. That's so bad. I'm
you
with
all
it.
are moving forward. You reach this bend in the cave, and can I have all of you make perception checks, please?
Oh dear. Is it at disadvantage for Reagan?
Oh yeah, because it's dark, yes. Because
Hmm.
you can't see. D-Drop, I would say it's normal for you because your ant can help you because it has the dark, the blind sight. Jesus.
26.
Oh,
That is another 4.
25.
28.
well,
19.
well. All right.
Well, we got some high wisdom folks in here.
Everybody but Reagan. What did you get, Dio?
17.
Well, so everyone except for Reagan sees the shadows of several large creatures disappear just outside of the the bend that you can see. What would you want to do? It's almost like they had actually, since all of you rolled stupidly high, it seems almost as if something was moving to hide from you.
So
Oh.
does my my radar pick it up?
Oh, is primeval awareness always on? Or do
It
you, like,
lasts
constantly bring
for
it?
it lasts for a certain period of time. I think it's like either between 1 or 5 minutes. I can't remember for sure. I had to take a look. I know. Let me take a look.
1 minute per spell slot. So
Yeah,
per spell
1 minute.
slot,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what level did you use? 1?
I just one. Yeah, just 1 minute.
I would say it's probably been a minute since you've casted it. I would say we're getting close to it, so you do get the feeling that these aberrations are much closer to you. And I would say you count at least 5 or 6 of them.
All right. They will make that as awareness to the others, so therefore they could be on guard. Of course, they were going to present their charismatic case, so they're going to stay behind, but just give a heads up there may be the aberrations up ahead. Yeah, I guess
Did any
Go
of
ahead.
them look like your friend?
Did we see an outline of what they visually look like?
Roll a intelligence check. It was a very short thing, so you're just trying to see if you can, based on what you saw, trying to like put together. what you
This
think
would be
it
with
looks like.
advantage, right? Because this is aberration.
Yep. Yep,
Okay.
yep. You get advantage.
Yeah, Reagan's just
So
asking
yeah,
based on
everybody
what he was told.
except Reagan could attempt this roll as well.
That was a nat 20 on the first roll, so I would take that, please.
Wow, big dog. You know what? Go ahead. You're gonna survive.
Cool. So does anyone else would like to roll? Anyone?
Roll me up.
Anyone else? Just an intelligence check generally.
Oh. Well, I'm pretty dumb, but I guess I'm dumb enough to roll the check. So
17, which was good because she's got a +0 modifier to intelligence.
Ooh. Makes sense.
Very nice.
11.
11. Not as nice, but that's fine.
We're just gonna do an intelligence check.
Just intelligence check.
Okay.
How to save a check.
13.
Okay. Okay. All right. Dio, did you roll?
Yeah, I rolled a 2. I don't know anything.
Oh my.
Right. Well, for Aspen and for Layla, it's pretty large, probably, and it's definitely like 2 parts to you. So it doesn't seem like a bulky thing. It seems maybe like a spindly kind of thing to you. To Aspen, you're pretty confident it's some sort of spider-like creature. At least 5.
At least 5 of
pretty
them?
big. Mm-hmm. That's but the mixture of what you saw and what your primal awareness tells you. At least 5.
So we're putting those two together. Would I get a glance on what kind of creature that may be? Do I believe
You
those
can
are aberrations?
roll a history check or survival.
Okay.
I would say Dio can make it with advantage.
All right. I should be able to as well, right?
Communicate. No, not yet.
Yeah.
Well, I guess your primal awareness could count for this. Sure.
But yeah, I would have told folks about this. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Ooh, well, that makes sense. Why in the first one wasn't that?
Uh-huh.
So the first roll was a natural 1. But then the second roll was a natural 20.
Oh yeah.
So this is why I said Gods of Color, why my dice is like meteors, okay? They come in with the hotness, and they do major damage. But yeah, natural 20.
All right. Dio, did you roll?
Yeah, 21 for me.
Okay, so both of you realize it very quickly. Aspen, you've realized it because you've heard of them in history books and old tales, but you realize that this is almost certainly a Chelserae, which are an underdark race or group of creatures that are known for hunting things that can cast magic generally. Dio, you are aware of them because the sapphire dragons hunted the ones on your continent to extinction. Because the dragons as a whole are magical creatures, which make them very easy prey for these things, and they are smart enough to hunt most things as a general kind of way of speaking. And it was determined that they were far too dangerous to allow to exist on your homeland. And the sapphire dragons and half sapphire dragons basically purged all of them. But the 20,
Dio
yeah,
just
that's
shouts
all you
out,
know.
Oh, she goes, oh crap! Those things are supposed to be extinct.
Cool. You remember them?
Yeah, like I didn't see any, but I've heard about them and people fighting them and what they. That's not good.
Yeah, Aspen looks towards Dewdrop and Layla and say, okay, I understand we want to go the charismatic route, but they like to hunt magic users, which means you two, and he looks towards Dio, and especially you, are in grave danger if things go wrong. I'm still okay going the charismatic route because I've never came across these creatures as well, but we definitely should be on high alert because you three will definitely be the primary targets. And myself as well, but I'm not as magically inclined as you all are.
Well, maybe you can distract them while I staple them to the wall.
Well, I'm presuming we still want to talk to them, correct? Or were you all?
Well, they
Ask that
don't
chance.
dead to be stapled to the wall.
Well, I mean, I don't think stapling is a great way to start off great first impressions, but I'm not the best when it comes to conversations. He looks towards Layla and Reagan.
I suppose if they attack first, then that'll be our answer.
You know, if they like to hunt and eat us, then maybe stapling to the wall is not the bad idea.
Maybe we should stay back with my giant ant here and just wait for people to come back when they're done talking to them. The less magical people maybe should go and have a conversation. And Layla, do you want to sit on top of my ant right here?
Oh, thank you, Dewdrop. You are very kind. She just like slide up like very gently, make sure her clothes and everything are all neat.
Aspen will look. Oh, you're muted, Reagan.
Thank you. Did y'all relay the details to the group?
Yeah, all that was in the group. All this was.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't know the lore drop was shared among the group.
Oh yeah. Well, I shared my portion. I'm not sure if Dio shared the whole hunting sapphire. Okay, so Dio did share that as well.
Okay. In that case, well, in this case, friend, they sound a little too dangerous for us to just let them walk around.
That is a good point. Even if we try to convince them to not do well for others, the last thing we want is for them to hunt other dragons.
But at the same time, they may have information about this friend of yours.
I don't think we should kill them immediately.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we can talk to them like they're toothless and see if they be friendly enough to have conversation, and then if they don't, well, we'll go with plan B. Toothless is just chilling. I can't believe they didn't move at all. Okay, now you move. Is everyone? Does that sound like a plan, or should we go in guns blazing?
Yes, I'm down for questioning first.
All right. And Aspen will move forward closer toward the front of the group since he's not as magically inclined as others, just to be on the safe side. But he'll walk with Reagan, especially since Layla is now on the back of Dewdrop. He says, "Do you still need a hand getting through this area?" To Reagan.
Of course, friend.
All right.
It might have to be you, for I will be referring to a friend, and quite frankly, you haven't given me a name.
Yeah, I'm not sure who these individuals are, but no worries. And he'll yeah, I guess help you across the way. I'm not sure how you walk, but we make our way over, making our way
on town.
Better believe it.
And as you enter, but can I have wisdom saving throws from everyone who enters?
Yep. Oh,
here we go.
I was caught between that.
It's in the middle.
14.
16.
10.
What was yours, Dewdrop?
14.
All right, so everyone who rolled underneath a 15, as you enter, you see an endless number of these kind of spindly, large creatures. But they seem to be all focusing their eyes on you as you walk, as you begin. Actually, Dewdrop, you didn't even enter, so you don't see this at all.
Okay, then I'll just stay there.
Yeah. For you, Aspen, you see about 5 of them hanging from the ceiling above you, and then there is sections of this kind of larger section of cavern that seem to be bathed in a darkness that you can't see through. Do you want to do anything as you enter?
He'll Aspen will look towards Reagan and says, "Well, you're up."
Hello, friends. We merely wish to talk, exchange information. Does anyone speak my language?
As you speak, there is a sound that sounds like leaves kind of crunching and rustling together. It seems to be coming from thousands of voices at the same time for you, Reagan. For you, Aspen, the sound is much quieter as it sounds like multiple voices speaking or kind of crunching at the same time. And then you both hear a voice that sounds somewhat like a male and a female voice overlaid on each other. Who are you to come to our home?
Reagan Perro, budding adventurer. We're just here to gather some information. I'm glad that you informed us that this is your home, for we were on a map-making expedition. Merely gathering information, we'll be able to tell future travelers not to come your way. I know what it's like to have your home intruded upon.
Does
We
not
merely wish to...
explain why you are speaking to us.
We wish for information. You see, my friend here heard a voice of someone very familiar to them, and we believe you may know where this voice has come from.
And they'll use a minor image to conjure up a image of just like a front face of who they're searching for.
We do not know of any destroyers like you who've heard dreams and nightmares.
I did have a nightmare earlier. Thank you for letting us know. We'll be leaving your home. We wish to disturb you no further. Thank you for the lovely conversation. Sorry to intrude.
Just to clarify, they said they did not see this individual I was referring to, right? From my end.
That is correct.
Yeah, just in dreams and nightmares. Basically, I guess they delved into our minds, plucked something out.
To be exact, they said you've heard dreams and nightmares.
Oh, okay. Kind of like, okay. In that case, they'll look towards us. I guess we should head back.
Reagan Nights, he's following your lead.
Mm-hmm.
You already said his proper goodbye.
Mm-hmm. And return back to the rest of the group.
Good news, friends.
Well, not really good. They have not seen who I was searching for, but they didn't seem too hostile towards us.
They were quite friendly. DL friends, you might want to mark this off on your map. This is this large group of creatures' home, and they were quite peaceful to us. Once we made it clear that we meant no aggression toward them, they were quite hospitable. They got a little noisy, but nothing that a little patience couldn't sort out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And Dia will mark off on the map where that is, and just go. I wonder how far around that. Anyway, that's weird. It's so big, strange. Okay, someone's home is here, so I guess we should turn back around and head back towards that main cavern and try the other way then, so we're not like traipsing through someone's house.
I
Excellent
agree.
idea.
Agreed. But yeah, I guess we make our way back up the cavern.
Making our way uptown.
Mm-hmm.
Shall make.
Aren't you glad we did this peacefully?
Were you worried?
And
Oh yeah,
as
you
you
better believe
all
it.
begin to make your way back up through the hole and things like that, but those of you who had heard this chittering sound before can still make it out, but it doesn't seem to be any faster than it was before. Before too long, all sounds begin to fade, and you find yourself standing back in that multi-path cavern.
Well, shall we go to the next part?
Yeah, I'll point everybody down the other tunnel that I know of that comes.
Sweet.
Following your lead, friend.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Make it wait.
I've named my aunt Anthony. Anthony, go ahead and go.
Anthony.
Yes, Anthony.
Anthony Anderson. Let's go.
Oh.
Hey, Dewdrop, roll me a d6, please.
You have a problem with my aunt?
Is it Anthony
6.
Bourdain?
What?
I gotta stop summoning me in these caves.
I rolled a 6, Ree.
That's fine. Carry on.
Awesome, thank you.
so I guess we make our way across the path.
I guess we're still heading back on the path in the direction instead of the backwards. We're going forward. Okay.
Yeah, going forward. Yeah.
All right. And as you all are making your way, you quickly find that unlike the last tunnel, this one seems to be widening as you approach until you kind of reach a large section of open air inner cavern. You can see that as you move, the pathway becomes a bit more narrower and begins to kind of twist until it reaches the opposite end. Everyone give me a perception check.
I'll get that disadvantage on.
Yeah. Well, this one's sound based, so you won't have disadvantage.
Oh, sweet.
Why? It is doing all types of extremes. Nat 1, Nat 20, Nat 1, Nat 20, and now I'm back to Nat 1.
Perception.
That's a 3 for Reagan.
Perception.
I have a dirty 20.
Natural 20. I guess roll 20 is giveth and roll 20 taketh away.
Oh my god.
So we're switching now. Okay, gotcha. So I gave you my Nat 20 so I can take this Nat 1 again. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that'd be a 10 for me, but still in that one.
All right. Well, those of you who rolled at least a 15, you hear a sound that the closest thing that you could make out from it is a pained whimpering almost. I would say for Dio, Aspen, and I believe anyone else who can speak Draconic, you recognize it as a definitely done in a form of Draconic. It almost sounds like a wyvern to you.
Oh, immediately Aspen looks towards Dio, and even through the mask, there's like a clear expression of concern for their brethren. Like, you hear that too?
Yeah. Interesting dialect. Is that? Do you know that? Does that sound familiar to you?
You said it sounded like a wyvern. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm guessing a wyvern may be residing somewhere around here, maybe in pain. I guess we could take a look.
Idea?
Yeah, I guess we'll try to make our way over towards where the sounds come from.
It seems to be coming from below you, actually.
How do we get there?
There seems to, from what you can see, there seems to just be like an open air drop that goes down. And then there's like a kind of a stone bridge almost. It seems to cross from where you are across this cavern.
How large is the drop?
It looks like it could be maybe 80 feet, maybe a bit more than that.
Oh, he looks towards Dewdrop and the others. Say we probably have to use your ant again.
It lasts for an hour, so you're good, Glaza.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we make our way down that pathway.
House back on. See you at the bottom, friend.
All right. And as you all head down, you find a section. The ground here is potted and kind of burned in certain sections. That seems to have been burned with like an acid like burn. And as you kind of make your way through, this sound begins to get louder until you find kind of crumbled onto the ground is this kind of dark brown scaled wyvern. It seems to have this large, almost looks to be like a bite that seems to be burning kind of taken into its side.
Immediately he looks towards Dio and nods towards the Drake, seeing like looks like something happened down here.
Yeah. A Dio will try to talk to them. Do they answer at all?
You can do a persuasion check at disadvantage, or maybe I'll say an animal handling check, because wyverns, unfortunately, are not very intelligent.
So are wyverns considered draconic?
Yes, they are in the dragon family of being.
Okay, whenever you speak with interacting dragons, your proficiency bonus is double if applied. Okay, cool.
That would apply for this, yes. 18?
15.
15, okay.
Hey, wait. So is it? You said it was with disadvantage. You said.
If you use persuasion disadvantage, animal handling would just be straight, I would say.
Oh, okay. I'll take that then, because I'm great with animal handling. This that'd be a +9. 21.
Okay, you see the wyvern immediately react to your presence, kind of raising and leveling the large stinger behind it. But you are able to not quite pacify it, but convince it that you are not an enemy at the moment.
And they'll pop in a level 1 cure wounds to get them up to speed. And they would just say, easy. We just gotta get you a little bit better. And they get back. Okay. 8 hit points.
Okay, it does immediately seem to be getting better. You can see that the wound, that acid in it, that does not seem to be growing anymore, and it seems to it's still visibly in pain, but it begins to kind of relax a bit, and its breathing begins to level out.
What happened to you?
Give me either an animal handling or survival to see how well you can interpret.
All right. Oh, this could be beautiful. 18 plus 9. 18 plus 9 is 27.
Okay, so as you kind of pay attention to both the wound and kind of the ground and the environment around you, you're able to piece together generally what happened to kind of to the best that you can, and you feel that something had been hunting this creature. You can see that it was basically kind of the ground around it seems to have been broken in a way that indicates like an impact to you, and the wyvern itself isn't able to communicate, but you definitely get the feeling of a fear or a dread. I would say either you, Dio, or Dewdrop here, since Dewdrop's a druid, could make a survival or nature check to see if you recognize what creature this is that would have caused such a thing.
Survival,
Or
you
Axel,
said?
because Axel's a ranger. Yep, nature or survival. All of the nature-y classes can make this one. Unfortunately, Bard and the Warlock can stand there.
I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 10.
Unfortunately. But 10, okay.
Oh shit.
10.
I'm just looking at it like a dumbass. Like,
Actually, Reagan, I would say you can make the roll, because there are some people who use wyvern mounts, so you may have heard it. You can make it at disadvantage, because you may have heard a story or two.
So survival at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Or nature.
All right.
So
you got
12, 21.
That's a 5.
5, okay. Dio, did you make the roll?
19, right?
12.
Oh.
I got
right,
17.
17.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so if you rolled above a 15, you recognize that whatever did this is most likely called a kirikari, and it is this sort of centipede-like creature that is known to hunt wyverns. And generally, they
Whoa.
do so. They usually exist in some sort of swamp-like environment, but it is not unnormal or unusual for one to hunt its prey regardless of where it is. And you are pretty aware that it'd be very bad to come across one at the current moment. It would be, they are very dangerous, but not very smart.
Their eyes kind of widen as they look towards Dio and the others. It says, "This is good.
This
Ah.
hunts wyverns.
Not too many things hunts wyverns, so
Also, that could be what those strange holes were that we saw earlier. Remember, like I said, it looked like it could have been for like a giant snake or something. That would explain that.
That makes sense.
What do you propose we do, friends?
I would like to see if we could get this wyvern out of here, perhaps in the future, or at least eliminate this creature, so therefore the wyvern can be free. But we also have to continue
Is
down
there
this
something
path.
wrong with this?
Hmm?
Can't see after all. Is there something wrong with it?
Oh yes, it was bitten by a creature called, what was it, Karikiri?
Kirikari.
Kirikari. Okay, Kirikari. They are wyvern eaters, essentially.
What kind of injury, friend?
It's acid base, I think. I was able to heal a portion of it, but it's still in pain. But
Is it poisoned?
does it appear poison?
Not from what you can tell. This seems to have been more of an acid-based attack. So it doesn't seem to have been poisoned.
No, but it acid based, not really poison.
To my understanding, these creatures are quite large, are they not?
Wyverns or Karikiri? Which one are you
He's
referring
referring
to?
to wyverns.
Wyverns? Yeah, wyverns are and kind of, they're large creatures. So this creature who must eat them must be huge.
Well, do you propose we carry the wyvern? Or the wyvern have to be well enough to fly on its own?
They look towards the wyvern. Can you move? Are you able to escape?
You don't believe so.
Oh yeah, Reagan can see. They'll shake their hand, realize Reagan can see. It says, "No, not at this condition." Or, yeah, looks like we only have one opportunity. We have to eliminate this creature.
Are you sure? Perhaps it needs more healing.
Not the wyvern. We eliminate the Karikiri. Not the wyvern. The wyvern is, he kind of looks towards the others. They're of a similar bloodline as us, so I have respect for them.
You think we could take on such a creature, friend?
He kind of smirks underneath the mask. He says, I'm pretty sure you already know the answer to that, but I can't speak for others. How does everyone else feel? I don't want to put you all in tasks that you may not be interested in.
Does he have to be carried? This creature? Do we need an extra set of hands?
Very strong ones would be very nice.
I'm not sure how strong they'll be, but it should help us for a while. And Dio will cast Conjure Spectral Dead at a 3rd level, which I believe is 2 of them.
Undead boys.
Wow, curveball. Okay,
Dio got everything. I love
I
it.
was not expecting that.
And you see she kind of like is really nervous about doing it too, especially after all of the talk of apparitions being a general problem around here. So she does conjure these two, and she looks at them both and goes, help, uh, help this one. And she points to the creature that needs help. Yeah, carry him.
All right. I will say two of them alone won't be strong enough, but with the two of them, I would say you all could do it. It would require a group effort, but it's possible now. But you also do
Summon
see
some
these
more
kind of
ants.
spectral
Right.
ghost-like people begin to kind of claw their way up out of the dirt. And they seem to acknowledge what Dio is saying, but they don't seem capable of speech.
Okay. If we realize that, oh, my Drake could be able to help assist with that as well. How many hands do you think we would need?
I would say we're gonna say you're gonna need a combined strength score of 20.
Okay,
So
we can build that off. Okay.
however you guys get it. These rounds together will have an 8. Because unfortunately they ain't that strong. So however, whatever you guys add to that will help. Whatever your Drake is can also add to that too. I don't know
What you got, Aspen?
So my Drake has 16. So that'd be 24.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Then I would say together, yeah, then the Drake will be
strong.
unable to
Mhm.
participate in any kind of combat, and its movement speed won't be, I'll say it'll be halved, as it is trying to support the majority of the weight, but it can do it.
That's perfectly fine. It's a Drake, so I'm pretty sure the Drake is will definitely want to spend as much time as possible. Little kid, just guessing.
All right. And it takes you a bit of time to kind of carefully adjust to move the Drake so that the wyvern, so that way it can be properly carried. But we'll say after about 15 minutes, you feel pretty confident that you can begin to move.
All right.
Okay.
So, shall we make our way, friends?
Indeed, just be extra cautious because there's a big boy out there.
There's not much I can do without shedding light on our situation.
I'll be honest, if you wish to shed light in this circumstance, I'm perfectly fine with that. With our Drake here, friend, we won't be able to do fast movements. So,
Okay. I'm assuming Liza still has the giant ant mount.
Should have it.
Okay. So if Reagan would like to mount it and hold an action, and that is to use his radiant soul if the wyvern looks like it's about to fall, or if he gets the idea from anyone that the wyvern is struggling to be held during this climb, he will sprout his wings and go help support it.
Okay. All right. So as you all are beginning the climb, are you guys trying to go up the wall where you are, or trying to return to where you were before and then go up the wall there?
I'd say the other route is safer.
Probably so.
All right. So you guys begin to make your way back. And it takes some effort to kind of move throughout the bottom of this cavern and then begin to climb up this mostly vertical wall. But as you will reach the top, all of you, actually not, because we're going to do job, can't see nothing. All of you but them, you begin to see this kind of greenish mist beginning to fill the area near the bottom of this cavern. And I would say all of you who rolled previously to realize what a kirikari was realize that the mist is commonly attributed to them, that they are known to create this kind of long, kind of not quite poisonous mist, but it is hard to navigate inside.
So he must be close by.
What is it you're seeing, friends?
There's mist. It's a common trait of the Karikari.
It must be close then.
Not good. They're all stealth check.
I would like to action hide, please.
I'm not trying to be
Bro.
walking straight into some. I'm not trying to be target number one.
I respect that.
You are more than welcome to make a stealth check. You will not be able to be on the ant while also
Oh, no.
stealthing, or else you'd have to use the ant stealth.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm not on that ant. Nope.
Just gonna have to tough it out till we get
Nope,
to
nope,
solid
nope.
ground.
28.
You rolling good.
28.
Nope, nope, nope. That ant can stealth all on his own. He's a little bigger than most normal ants, so I'm assuming his stealth's not as good.
Oh, for some reason, we can't hear you.
Okay,
hear me?
can I hear me?
Wait.
Now we can. Now we can.
Yeah,
I think
there you go.
I think your gate got a bit
Oh,
strong for a
okay.
second. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, you were fine, but it was more Ree was could hear for a second, but he's good now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Got it.
This mist begins to fill the area below you. Do you guys continue to head forward, or do you want to head back?
Am I able to try and hit it with dispel magic? Because it says it can work on a magical effect within range. Is it a magical effect? This like mist that it creates?
Roll a history check, see if you would know based on memory, but just looking
Dio
at it, you
has
don't know.
everything. I love her.
I rolled a 19, and I think I have a +8 to history. I do. So,
Mm.
27.
Wow. Okay. You would know that it is not a magical effect. It comes from a type of mold that is commonly kind of attached to its shell, its carapace. So
All
you
right.
had to think that wind of some sort could blow it away, but you would not be able to dispel it with magic.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Mm. Let's see. So
I will say that to the group, though, so in case anybody does have it.
wind is not my area of expertise, sadly. It looks towards Dewdrop. Dewdrop, what about you? I know you manipulate water. Do you have
I
anything?
can. There's a couple of things that I can do with water. I can freeze it. I can shape it to whatever I want.
But nothing wind based?
No, it's just water.
Nothing quite like that up my alley, friend.
Perhaps if you engaged in a more, what's the word I'm looking here for? A more bean-based diet. Yes, something like that.
So so
Do you
Terrible.
all wish to move forward or go backwards?
I think we're still going to move forward, right? Was that the plan?
I'm still down with that plan. I'm assuming we're at the halfway point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll move forward. But I think we were trying to keep an eye out where this creature may be, but
Reagan's still holding his action
Mhm.
until more information comes in. So
All right. Do you guys? I will assume you all wish to move slow enough to be able to keep a good eye out. So
Mhm.
roll perception at disadvantage.
Who?
All of you, as you're moving. Well, except for Reagan and Dewdrop, because y'all don't have dark vision.
we just okay. We
Wait,
don't
so
get to hear nothing
you know what?
either. Okay.
I'm going to say
Oh.
Dewdrop and Reagan can have a point of inspiration for not having dark vision.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Just to
Oh,
clarify, we roll regular, right? And they roll disadvantage, or
Nope, you guys roll at disadvantage. They can't roll at all, unfortunately.
Yep. We don't got nothing.
Okay, gotcha.
19 for D.
We just hear, dog.
14.
19, 14.
Oh well, that was in that one.
No.
All right, as you all are moving, you all don't see anything. Although, Dio, there are several times as you're moving, you catch kind of a shadow, a shape in this mist that seems to be moving or darting through the kind of bottom ground where you are. It doesn't seem to be reacting to you, but every time you're trying to kind of like focus on it, it seems to disappear.
Dio will tell the group, guys, there's something weird. I don't think it's after us. It's like a shadow thing that's darting around. It is not me doing it. So that's a little unnerving. But it's like under us, around it, and every time I try to look at it, it like moves, and I don't know. Just be vigilant.
Reagan summons Glaive, but still holds action.
Yeah, I think Aspen is going to rely more on their blind sight to be able to sense if anything comes close within 10 feet.
Right. Now I need all of you to give me stealth checks. If you are riding on the ant, then you would use the ant stealth.
Well, I'm also gonna give pass without a trace to everyone.
Yay!
I need to make another stealth check because I'm not near that ant at all.
Oh, that's your ant
No, I
roll
would say
because
you
Reagan's
could
on
keep
ant.
it. You can
Well,
keep
Pat-
it.
Try
With
to-
Pat,
So
Stealth.
I'm giving my aunt a pass without a trace, right?
Mhm.
So that it has a plus 10. So I'm going
That's
to
a fun-
roll with my aunt stuff. Where's
That's a
my
good
aunt?
idea.
so plus 10 for a pass without a trace. That will be 33.
Good grief.
Mm-hmm. That plus 10 is beautiful.
Aspen no longer exists.
24 on the end. So
Thank you,
and
Mr.
if you're
Ant.
near the end.
Or Mrs. Ant. Could be either one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of
Hello,
these,
30s.
All right. And as you all moving quickly, you manage to make it through to the other side uneventfully. And as you move forward, the mist does not seem to follow after you. You wait another 15 or so minutes before the sound of the cave returns to its kind of base quiet, its base silent. And you think you're free.
Are we heading back the way we came?
I think we're still moving forward, right? Where are we in
Yeah,
terms of the map?
You all have reached the other side of that kind of stony, basically bridge, natural bridge. If you want to go back, you have to go back through where you. just
Okay,
did.
you'd have to cross the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to take the injured wyvern forward.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Oh Lord, y'all are. All right.
Yeah, it's a struggle. Yeah, my Drake is definitely in for a workout this session. Full on calisthenics.
All right.
Yeah.
And as you all keep pushing forward, are you moving at a quick paced, slow paced, or moderate paced?
Still moderate, just to be on the safe
Moderate.
side. Yeah.
Okay. And as you all keep moving forward, are there any conversations you all wish to have?
Dangerous unless otherwise specified. In my opinion. Y'all do
Yeah.
your thing.
I think I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, around this area, yeah.
Quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then you all
No,
move
ain't no time for
forward
talking.
through this cave in silence. And you continue like this for a good another half an hour until you reach the kind of the mouth of another cave. And as you do, you all begin to feel this kind of hot and humid air kind of wash over you. And as you step inside of this, basically this doorway, this cave mouth, you see you are in a cave filled with this black tar-like substance. And you can see there is still a path forward, but there are kind of small pools of this black tar that seems to be kind of laid out and sporadically in front of you.
Since Dio's been down here a lot, is there any way I could roll something to see if I know what that is?
Or you can try and make me a nature check. Nature check.
Oh, what was it?
Nature.
22.
22. With a 22, you recognize it as a black tar. You know of it as a way for some creatures or some beings to kind of, it can be very purifying because it is this very hot substance. But for most living things, most humanoids, it is too hot for their skin to handle. But for dragons and other such creatures, it can be purifying, very useful. You know that some dragons are known to purchase it from select traders who live in the Underdark, such as the Drow or the Dorgar. But if you could buy one, you could probably get you a decent amount of gold.
She will relay that to the group and also pull out like little vials and jars and stuff with her just because of like spell components. So she'll take up just a couple of little tiny vials and she'll collect a little bit of it for future arcane work and possible skincare.
Nice.
I will say you can get 2 jars without taking any risk to yourself, just kind of being along the edges. You should take more, you would have to give me a dexterity check that would be more difficult based on how many jars you are attempting to collect.
Dex is not my strong suit, so I'm good with 2.
Okay.
Aspen looks towards Layla and is like, would you give it a shot?
Give what a shot.
Yeah, see how well it feels. I remember you like to handle the heat as well, or did I misunderstand that?
Oh yeah, she'll follow suit.
Yeah, I guess they'll make their way over to the tavern. I mean, that's to the
Layla?
tar.
Where are you going, friend?
To see how it feels.
So I believe both of you have a fire resistance. So as you step, it is definitely more intense than any fire you felt. But it is just kind of just at that edge before it would be painful enough to be harmful. And how deep are you two getting into it?
This feels good. It's definitely.
Reminds me of this place that my uncle used to have.
What is it called?
Oh, I can't remember. I was like a little itty bitty little tiefling.
We might not get something like this again. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes.
And I think they're going to try to scoop in as much of tar as they can from this area and try to take it with them.
Sure. So because both of you have fire resistance, you are able to stand it for the most part. I would say you can collect. Well, before you would need to take a risk of diving deeper into this tar pit. You could get probably 10 of them total, so 5 each. And as you are moving in it, you feel rejuvenated, but not just refreshed. You can feel your body becoming stronger. And as you're kind of moving in it, you restore half your hit point value is. That is how much hit points you regain.
Wow.
Nice. Might have to throw young wyvern in there.
Feeling this, when I take a look at the wyvern, do I get a sense of idea of they can handle the heat as well, or do I think this wyvern is of a different type? Because as you know, all have dragons.
From what you can tell, a wyvern certainly doesn't naturally have a fire resistance. That is something that is generally more for full dragons. However, they do still have scales, so it could possibly work.
That's a good question. He looks towards Theo and Layla and says, should we see if the wyvern maybe? I feel refreshed after this. Definitely seems to have healing properties for those a bit more tolerant of the heat. I think the Drake might appreciate this.
Can Dio do a medicine check to see if that's a good idea?
Certainly can. DC 15.
+17, and I'm bad at math.
Okay. One second. 15 plus 7. You figure that it would probably help at least. You don't think it will be detrimental. You don't think it'll, you don't think you'll kill it if you do it. But you figure that any kind of healing, it would have to take a while. It wouldn't be like a, immediate done and out. It would take at least a short rest.
All right. Dio will say, "Yeah, go for it," and she'll help with a couple of little scoops of what she can reach to like put some tar on him.
All right, and Aspen would definitely help. Like, you'll feel better after this, and it starts to rub some of the tar over, especially over the wound area, and such.
Do you know what's going on, Dewdrop?
Well, they would explain what happened. I think they kind of mentioned like this has like healing properties for folks who are fire resistance.
Okay, I know y'all talked amongst the Dark Vision gang, but I didn't know if it was to everybody.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure really what's happening. I'm just hanging out with my aunt here, and just chilling. Anthony's really nice. Are you having a good time, Regan?
I'm alive.
Well, we almost weren't alive, so this is pretty good.
Baby, I'm here. Sitting here. You better have your aunt singing Anthony Hamilton songs. You better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Charlene, if you're listening.
We are not getting rebanned today. So are you all taking a full short rest here?
yeah. At least so therefore the Drake could be able to move on their own and such.
Oh, we stopping. Okay.
Is anyone spending the short rest in the tar?
Besides me, maybe. I'm guessing, Layla, are you spending a short rest in the tar?
It brings back fuzzy warm memories for her, so yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so probably us three. Us two and the Drake.
Okay, then I have one final question. Do you two submerge yourself in the tar for the hour?
Got the entire hour, but I think they will go in sometimes, come back out. Such.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Begins.
Saving throw? Okay.
Would this have anything to do with being poisoned?
No.
Cool.
Stacked into poison.
21.
Kira passed on their bad luck to me. It's a nat 1.
Oh
no. The Drake dice take it away sometimes. But no, it can be good. This is 21.
So about halfway in, and during a point where you've kind of both submerged yourself fully in the tar, the heat begins to become intense even for your resistance. And about halfway through, Layla, you are forced to leave. However, Aspen, there is a part of you that as the heat increases, you don't want to leave. And as you kind of stay and you can feel the tar hardening around you, you feel stronger than you were before. And before you realized it, you spent most of the rest to the point where the rest of you are already kind of finishing up and are preparing to leave before you come out. And the rest of you see that Aspen is almost completely caked in this hardened tar. But for you, Aspen, you feel hardier than before. And your Constitution ability score has increased by 1. And
Wow.
I think that is going to be where we end our adventure for this evening. Thank you, everyone who
Okay.
is watching. This was an absolutely wonderful adventure, and I think that was an excellent time to end. We will go through here really quickly and let everyone reintroduce themselves before we go and head on out. So we'll start first with the lovely Glyza.
Hey, I'm Glyza. I go by they, them pronouns, the third culture kid of your nightmares. I am a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. Classical Adventures for One and Chewing Gum for the Brain are my podcasts. I'm also a writer. I'm a streamer. I play only romance games and only games where I can date people, usually on Saturday mornings on my channel. But since I've been having a lot of free time, I do it whenever I feel like it. I'm also a TTRPG performer. I am on a lot of games. You can see me usually on Kira858, where I play Alicia Lionor, or I play Dewata on Fractured Destiny, and on Gods of Color. On Thursdays, I play Moira, a scholar who is suddenly a space ninja because of Esper Genesis, with, Esper magic on Atomic Zero. And on Friday, once a month, I guest the host for Never Ending. It's called Trial Run. It is a show where I interview different TTRPG personalities, players, GMs, and everything else in between. And I create a character with them and run them through a quick one shot. On Saturdays, no, on Sundays, I'm on twitch.tv right here, ReeRoles, always as Dewdrop, the Genasi. And hey, if that's a lot, keep an eye on bio.link/classical Glyza, or just look for @classical Glyza everywhere on the socials, especially on Twitter, because I make all my announcements there and I am occasionally hilarious. And I think I'm really nice sometimes.
All right, busy as always. Kira, it is your turn.
Hi, so I'm Kira858. Of course, you can be able to find most of our content listed at twitch.tv/Kira858, as well as the Cookout TTRPGs, where we have a wide variety of TTRPG related goodness. Riverwood Academy, which just recently hit its season finale. We also have Reclamation. So if you like Game of Thrones, before season 8 hits, you'll love that with the political intrigue.
That's my show.
We just recently completed our second season of Bonds Beyond Time, which is our amazing Ascension campaign that Ree over here DMs. A couple of individuals here are actually players in there as well. We of course have Fractured Destiny, which is heading towards the season finale towards the end of this Saturday, so we're definitely super excited about that, see how that's concluding. We have a Mist Lighted Shadow, which is literally right before this session that comes in at 12:30 p.m. Which is of course a great campaign, and of course Gods of Color, which is a bi-weekly campaign dedicated to mythology and demigods. So if you like Percy Jackson with a lot more diversity, you're gonna love this campaign. And of course we have new projects coming up in the horizon, but you can keep an eye out on all of our content going forward on our Twitter page at the Kira858, as well as the Cookout TTRPGs. And that's me.
All right, next up, Mr. Monolith.
Oh yeah, I'm at Sir Monolith on Twitter. I occasionally post stuff there, or just like Ari's possum tweets. Yeah, I'm just loving this game so far. I have another game earlier on Sundays on Kira's channel. It's a lot of fun. You should come check it out. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about our Monday game yet, because I don't know if we're doing if it's when it's going to be live streamed. So you guys will just have to wait.
Yeah, Ree.
About that. But that one is going to be a blast too. So you should definitely keep an eye on Ree's channel for other projects, because he comes up with a lot of interesting stuff. And yeah, besides that, just looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next time and who we might get almost killed by.
All right.
So today was kind of timid. Yeah.
I mean, there will be plenty of death later.
It's okay.
Ari, your turn.
Hi, I'm Ari. I am the possum obsessed person on most of these channels. It's all cool. Of course, play Layla here. You see me over on Kira's channel where I play Yvain and Rivenwood, Shay and Reclamation. I'm also over on the Bear Pen as a player and a storyteller. feel free to follow me at Small Shadow Snack for possum and other marsupial goodness, because why not?
All right, next, the wonderful Melee.
Pew, 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 pew.
Melee Damage. You can find me on all the socials at whatever they are / Melee Damage. I do music, film, streaming, gaming. There's all kinds of stuff, cosplay. So just if you follow me on the socials, that is the best way to stay up to date on everything that I do. You can catch me on a bunch of shows with a good majority of the people here at this table on ReeRoles and Cookout TTRPG. I can talk right with Kira. So yeah, socials, and that's how you can stalk me.
All right, and next, certainly not last, but certainly not least, Ursa.
That's right. They let me stick around to live through yet another campaign. What's up? I'm Ursa Ringer. Y'all can find me on YouTube. Y'all can find me on SoundCloud. Y'all can find me here on Twitch acting a fool. And I'm also lurking in Kira's Cookout TTRPG YouTube page on Ribbonwood Academy as Otis, who does what he wants, and all that fun stuff. And you can also still catch me here as Reagan Peril. And on Monday, Ree, you ain't gonna let me have no fun. But you're just gonna get a little sneak peek here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a little character like that going on. So hey, y'all stick around for Monday and see what's good. Next caller.
Y'all, last week was wild. I can't wait.
All right.
You giving
and
folks the
with
pip
that-
hand? Really? You giving folks the pip hand?
And with that, we are going to have to bid you all adieu. We're going to
I'm
see
at a boy.
raid to send you all over. But thank you for watching, and please join us next week to continue this adventure and to see where all of this chaos takes us. Bye-bye.
Y'all are lovely.